What up, Get Up Nation? My name is Ben Biddick, the host of the Get Up Nation podcast and co-author of Get Up, The Art of Perseverance, with former Major League Baseball player and CEO of Lurong Living, Adam Greenberg. Recently, I had the honor and privilege of speaking with Troy Staton, the owner of Beginnings Barbershop in Baltimore, Maryland. Troy has been a barber for 30 years in Baltimore, 10 of them at New Beginnings in Hollins Market in Southwest Baltimore. Troy says about New Beginnings, "My shop is more than a barbershop. It's where I share my passion for art with the community. It's where my son Rashad brings young men together to talk about their dreams and challenges in ShopTalk meetings. And it's where I join with businesses to bring health screenings and services to the community." Troy says, "Being a barber is how I make my living, but the community inside and outside the barbershop is my life." Troy almost lost his life this year on Halloween. Troy described how a frustrated, misguided young man came into the barbershop shooting. "He wasn't aiming for me, but I was shot along with another client," Troy said. Troy survived that night, and not only that, has persevered to continue to be a powerful, resilient voice and example in his community. He is striving with renewed passion to end the violence in our communities. He said, "A bullet is not going to stop me. I'm ready to elevate even further, to keep pushing for our community, especially for young men like the man who shot me, whose life circumstances led them to feel they have no option other than violence. I want to reach them and show them there's another way." I am absolutely honored Troy has taken time to speak with me on the Get Up Nation podcast. Troy, thank you for taking time out today.
Thank you. Not a problem.
Troy, will you share with Get Up Nation why New Beginnings Barbershop is such a sacred place in the community?
Well, New Beginnings Barbershop has been established in 2008. And with that being said, New Beginnings Barbershop, like I always say, is much more than a barbershop. It's a community hub. It's a community center where we do a lot of other community-based projects, like we work collaboratively with so many different entities within the city. We work with the mayor's office, with the youth works program, where in the summertime, young men and women can join the Baltimore Youth Work Program. They can get their community hours that they need for graduation, as well as get a salary from the city. And it works with them. We partner with St. Peter's Adult Day Program, whereas for the past 6 years, volunteers that's from the program come to the barbershop. They volunteer their service. It helps them with their social skills. We've also partnered with Mike and Merlin Institution of Arts with the curatorial program. We was a part of Reginald Lewis. We've partnered with Harbor Bank, with the Haskell Center, where I curate exhibitions with them, as well as in 2010, 2011 with the Black Male Identity Project, with the President Obama's Barbershop Coalition. So we've done a lot of community work. We've also done food drives, shoe drives for community as a whole. With that, we just serve the purpose and the needs that's needed in the community through a barbershop, for which has always been there and instilled through the barbershops. And we provide the services that's needed. So like as we speak now, we partner with Kaiser Permanente in helping provide free healthcare screenings to people in the community that normally wouldn't get it, that's at high risk. We've worked with various other organizations and just providing basic needs and fundamentals. We also serve the purpose for where we at in the 21223 with the problem with information desert, where we provide free Wi-Fi as well as tablets for anybody who need it to conquer the issue with the information desert, to conquer the issues with the food desert, to conquer the issue with the health desert. I believe in solely solutions over the problems. You identify what the issue, what the problem is, and you come up with a solution. So that's what makes us much more than a barbershop. So with that, for where we are in the community for which we stand right now, there's approximately over 21 barbershops within a 4-block radius. So there's oversaturation of barbershops. So you have to find something, do something that makes this one particular barbershop unique. And we're not unique, we're just doing what's needed. We serve in the community. We be in support of our community. And that's the history of the barbershop. But in the last century or so, things have been far to the left where the message and the purpose of what the barbershop's supposed to serve. I was fortunate enough to be raised and mentored under some of the more legendary barbers in the Baltimore area who instilled some things with me and taught. So I just carry that legacy on. That's just my way of giving back.
I love that. I love your entrepreneurial spirit. I love your spirit of service and how you are such a powerful force for positivity in your neighborhood. Certainly, to call your business a barbershop does not fully encapsulate all the things you do by even a remote consideration. You're doing phenomenal things. You also do a block party every year. Will you tell me something about that?
So, with the block party, we would do two things a year. We have our annual customer appreciation that takes place within the fall. And that's our way of, between the holidays and the winter, just to say thank you. Just to say thank you for all the continued support that everybody has helped us by coming to the barbershop, getting a haircut and providing services, to say thank you. So we did that, and we did that at the barbershop. And then what happened was we did a block party. With the block party started 9 years ago. It actually started within the barbershop in the summertime as a part of my birthday, within June. But it had grew. With that, it grew where it started in the barbershop and it went outside the barbershop because we couldn't, accommodate the people in the summertime. And then it's just like Barber. It's just like New Beginnings in itself, the brand. We set a standard. We have basic requirements in the brand, who we are, what our purpose is. And the barbershop, the block party, was just a labor of love, just to expand it to the community and the whole community, everyone. And with this, we do it outside, and we provide the universal community set. We have cocktail tables. We have live music. We bring forth a chef because we create an experience. Like I say, we're in the 21223 where there's, a high level of non-high school completion. The high school completion is at 52%. So you got 48% of the people who do not even graduate from high school. The number 1, 2, and 3 causes of death is high blood pressure, blood disease, and cancer. Lack of food, exercise, and diet. Then we also have high crime, where the fatality level between 16 and 25 is one of the highest in the city, in the 21223. So with all of that saying, there has to be a different approach with doing things. And we have to set a standard and show our people in our community that we appreciate you and there is a different way and there's a better way. So that's why we provide the services that we do. I understand these issues. I appeal to them. So with the block party, we set the block party up once a year. We get all the necessary permits, bring forth a chef. I bring a chef in every year to provide and for people to see that there is a chef. These are healthy meals that's being served. We have an open raw bar. With this raw bar, this is an adult affair, but it's invited for the whole community because it starts at 6 o'clock in the evening until 12 o'clock. And that's because we have the market that's right across the street, and the market is still going on. So we must support and work collaboratively with the market. So once the market shuts down at 6 p.m., the block party begins. But we also, all the food that's purchased for the block party is also purchased in that market. The fruit salad that's purchased, the cases of chicken, the cases of ribs. Everything that's used in that market is supported, and we support one another because I could go to any place else, but I need to keep it in my community. So I back all the purchases from the market. Then, like I said, bring in a chef, bring in a DJ, Then on the other side of the market, we have another crowd for the 30 and under, for the young. So we bring in the whole community. We're addressing the issue with the younger people in the community, where they have their stage, and then we have another crowd for the 40 and over. And then everything is served free. There's no cost.
Wow.
All you have to do is just bring your chair and a happy attitude.
Wow.
It's a very diverse community, as well as we recognize other community organizations for their service and their work that they do in the community. And with that, we do that through the other project, the Luvs Art Project.
When did you decide that you wanted to be a barber, and when did you realize that you could have such an impact in your community as a barber?
Well, I've been barbering since I was 13 years old. How I became a barber, like most typical kids. My story is, my mother cut my hair. I couldn't walk outside with that haircut. So I got in the mirror to straighten it out. From there, I did better than she did. I cut my brother's hair. And then my other friends was like, hey, can you cut my hair? Before I knew it, I was cutting all of my friends' hair. And I was like, I think I could do this. And then I went to the gentleman I said was the fisherman. They said, if you give a man a fish, he eat for a day, but if you teach him how to fish, he'll be able to live and feed his family, take care of himself. So these gentlemen told me how to fish, and this was in a Treasure shopping center. And two barbers there, one of them was Mr. Heavy, Alexander Ford, and the other one was Mr. Kaiser Livingston. Those young men taught me how to cut hair. And I would sit there in that barbershop for hours as a young kid and just watch them and talk to them. And they showed me some things. So from there, I went to school at the Westside Skill Center, and I met Mr. Willie Hurd from the Afro Hut. He was one of my barber's instructors. And then I met Mr. Cornell Cottrell from Hair Dimensions, and he was another barber instructor. So I was taught from Mr. Heavy to Mr. Hurd and Mr. Cornell. Then I spent a brief moment over East Baltimore with Mr. Roger at Old Town Mall, was a hair doctor. And then I came across one of the greatest mentors, and that was Lenny Clay at the House of Naturals, as well as I worked with Miss Chloe McGee from Main Attractions. So like I said, I was taught by some of the legendary and greatest barbers and beauticians within the city as a young kid. But when it became my time to step out into my own, I had already been instilled. I had already knew what to do. But for long, I already had my passion, my vision, my love for art, and my own insight. Barbers was one of the few first trades for a black person to become their own entrepreneur. Because the barbers and the blacksmiths, once they were free from slavery, they had trades that they could take. You know, the historical fact is the black barber wasn't allowed to cut the double black servant's hair, slave's hair. They could only cut the masters and other people of prestige hair. So the barbers would travel with their master and go to plantation to plantation to provide haircuts. So that was one of the first trades. Barbers also played a bigger role than just the red, white, and blue. You know, barbers were always people of prestige. You know, they were deacons and clergy. Some of the most influential people in today's society are sons and daughters of barbers. And that's one of the things that has been lost in the history is the impact and the legacies that barbers have. I was fortunate enough to be taught that, to know and understand that. Today,
you have a very important and very powerful position in that community hub, and something tragic happened this year. On Halloween night, one of your worst nightmares came true. A troubled young man entered New Beginnings and he began shooting. Will you share, as you're comfortable, what happened that night?
The ironic thing with this is that took place, things could have been a lot worse in so many different aspects because, like I say, on Halloween, we do a trick-or-treat at the barbershop. And with this trick-or-treat, we get one of the big 48-gallon trash cans and we fill it up with candy. And we have all the kids and everybody in the community come through because we know that they can get good candy and they will be safe at the barbershop with the candy that we give out. All right? What happened was this year we were so busy and so many things going on. My assistant barber, he had the candy and had to go back and get it. So before the candy was distributed, because he had left out to get the candy, and there's a school down the street within 100 yards. And this took place around 3:30. At that time, that's the time of the day when the children would normally be coming through. So what happened was around 3 o'clock, we hear this popping going outside, and like it's somebody shooting. Then it got louder, and the individual was coming into the barbershop shooting. Wasn't aimed at no particular individual. Wasn't no armed robbery. They just came in shooting and running. As identified that someone was inside shooting at the shop, I had a young man in my chair. So as the young man is in my chair, I push him down to take cover. And it was in such a blur because it was real fast, and the individual, I was later told, had a mask and a hoodie on. They ran in and ran out real fast. So as everything stopped, everyone's on the ground, we do a quick assessment. Like, is everybody all right? Everybody all right? One gentleman that was across from me said he got hit in the foot. So as we were saying, if anybody else got hit or whatnot, I feel this warm tingling sensation burning in the back of my neck. As I feel this, this warm burning sensation in the back of my neck, I check my neck and I see that I've been hit and I'm bleeding. At that moment, I just said to myself, damn, my work hasn't been done. And I say, I've been hit. And then my team, the New Beginnings team, the New Beginnings family, they stepped up and they assist the situation. They was like, get down. And they get down, don't move. They called 911. And the emergency response team was there immediately. Next thing I know, they strapped me on the gun and they got me to shock trauma.
Wow.
It was real fast. It was at a blur. No one was identified. There was no one particular victim, no one particular target. It was just a random act.
After this event, you said, God, let me know I'm not done with you. There's something bigger and greater, and it's time to take it on. Things happen for a reason. I love my community.
When I realized that I had been hit, and it wasn't fatal, my next response was a feeling of more determination. And determination was like, my work hasn't been done. My work hasn't been done. My work hasn't been completed. I knew that right away. That was the only thing that came through my mind. Like, your work hasn't been completed. Your work hasn't been done. And with that being said, I had this Luvs Art project, which means bringing art to the community and the community to the art. And that's what it started as. And there's also work with criminal justice and community advocacy. So with that, I'm already doing that. But it had just solidified that it's time to do it at a much more impactful level and get more involved at a greater sense for the healthy community and get more involved in being a part of this infrastructure that I'm already in. So with that, I just lock my feet down and just really a bit more focused in sharing this and creating this format that was for which I had been already doing. I had already been thinking about it. Okay, what's taking place here, you could take this around the rest of the nation, around the rest of the city. I already have a coalition with other barbers. See, one of the things that I've learned in this city and in the barbering industry was that all the great barbers that I worked with and that I knew, they all knew one another. They all partied with one another. They were all friends, but they never worked collaboratively. And with them failing to work collaboratively, when these barbers died or whatever, their legacy never continued. So what I have been doing is I've been working with other barbers in other barbershops already. But now it's time to unify these barbers and beauty salons and take what I'm already doing to help them so we can take back and restructure our community. Everything starts and takes place within barbershops, in the barbering community. Because the same individual that came into the barbershop and started shooting, he has a barber that he goes to. And he's not a shooter at that barbershop. He's just the individual that comes and get a regular haircut. And that barber knows his whole family as well as this individual. So with that, we can address those individuals. That's why I say I'm not upset with the person. I understand. And we can't blame it on the mayor or the police department. We are the only entity that haven't been tainted or polluted through outside forces is the barbershops. The barbershops have more impact in the community than the actual churches.
Wow.
The barbershop is the only sanctuary that still withstands what's in there. We haven't been corrupted by outside forces such as the schools, the hospitals, or the churches. The barbershop is the only place where you can come in and you can still be you. Where man and woman can be whom they are at all times. And with that, we have to work to restore that with some of these other barbers that's coming through. One of the things that happened in the barbering community was, say, the last 20 years, the state of Maryland and across the nation come up with these great ideas that what we can do is we can create these programs where we'll release you, you become a barber, where you can provide, but then you have a bunch of untrained, uninformed people just cutting hair instead of actually being barber. Anybody can cut hair, but a barber has a sense of community, pride, awareness, responsibility. There's a leader. It's the stronghold of the community. And we have to reinstill that. And with that, I can do that. I already have the coalition. I'm already working with other barbers, the same way I work with other entities. And we can take this around and set forth the template to gain back our community. Barbershops and beauty salons are the last sanctuaries. Nobody understands that. We're going to keep having the mayhem.
For those who do own their own barbershop or their own salon, and they share your vision and want your guidance and want to collaborate with you in barbershops and salons across the United States, how would you prefer they contact you?
Well, you can contact me through email. We have an email. The email is Luvs Art Project. Luvs Art, A-R-T, Project. Project, 1 at Gmail. Luvs Art Project 1 at Gmail. You can email myself or one of my assistants, or you can contact at New Beginnings Barbershop 410-244-6145. As well as right now we have a GoFundMe to assist the Luvs Art Project, and with, creating resources and funding that can help strengthen this progress for what we're working for with the Luvs Art Project, with the new barber initiative. We are part of a community. We're creating a healthier community. And we are a part of the infrastructure. But if no one is aware, we can bring these same programs and these same options that I'm providing. One, we could take this and this could go nationwide, worldwide. But it has to start somewhere. So with that, it started with me. So now I'm ready to just take this and help others. So we can just not just take place in one city, one area. Working together.
I love that. I love your message of unity and positivity. Our time is getting a little tight here. I know you got work to do today. I want to make sure that you get done what you need to get done, and I want to respect your time. I always end the show with 6 questions to help my listeners understand the why within my phenomenal guests. Are you willing to run through these 6 quick questions with me?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Who are you thankful for today?
Who am I thankful for today? Thankful for the innovators, the ones that keep creating change and making a brighter day and a brighter world, the ones that's providing other opportunities for generations to come, as well as generations that's already here, such as my grandchildren. That's what I'm thankful for, the innovators, the ones that keep pushing the envelope.
We've kind of talked a little bit about who you're thankful for. What things are you thankful for today?
I'm thankful for just life in itself. Life in itself. To have another chance.
And how do you fuel the fire within you?
How do I fuel the fire within me? I believe that we are only as healthy as the people that we surround ourselves with. So in fueling my fire, I must stay around healthy people, my tribe. People who believe in me, people that support me, and other people. Because I believe that if I'm in a circle of people and I'm the smartest person in that crowd, in that circle, I'm in trouble. So I need to be around other innovators, other disruptive innovators.
What is one thing adversity has taught you to value?
One thing that adversity has taught me to value is perseverance. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in your own vision. Because once upon a time, I was crazy when I went to individuals and said I wanted to bring fine art to a barbershop. The neighbors looking at me like, my work hangs in national galleries. And I said, but I want to show it and I want to display it to people that normally wouldn't see it. And that perseverance and that believing and that self-determination to never give up gave me a greater sense of appreciation and belief that anything is possible.
I love that. What are you doing today you never thought you could?
What am I doing today that I never thought I could? That's a tough one because I always knew that I could do things. One of the things that I'm doing today that I thought I never could would be making my dreams into a reality, such as working on this new level of elevation to take this Luvs project, the New Beginnings template, and to help others outside of myself and outside of my city, outside of the community, to be able to expose and help others at such another level, to take a travesty and turn it into something positive.
And then my last of this 6-question series, what will you do tomorrow that you never thought you could? Sounds like take this nationwide. It sounds like worldwide.
That's it. Because who would ever thought there was something happening in Southwest Baltimore at a barbershop could be the birthplace for something greater to help. You know, everyone keeps saying, what's the solution to this problem right now? I have one of the answers. We have to take back our community. And in taking back our community, we must step up and be responsible in our community. We can't wait for the government. We can't wait for public assistance or policy. Right. We are public assistance. We are policy. We have to bring forth community. We have to bring forth accountability. And how we do that, it starts with in the barbershops, in the beauty salons, where people are talking, where the elders is telling the younger people, listen, you can't do this. And that's something that got away. We are the programs. The programs are the individuals that speak. They bring forth the accountability in our community. I'm living proof of it. Like I said, I believe in solutions over problems. And I address the problems with bringing forth solutions. Food deserts, information deserts, job training, providing people with a lifestyle and a way of living by taking care of themselves, by giving them a job at a barbershop, addressing the social and economical issues with mental illness. When you bring someone in and let them volunteer and they work with others to help them with their self-esteem and issues. Working with the city with the youth work program. Let's not talk about it, let's be about it. That's what barbers and barbershops have been doing for years. And now I work with other barbershops to help them. It ain't about talking, it's about showing.
That's right. I love it, Troy. How can people learn more about you and help support your work and mission?
Like I said, you can contact me at Luvs Art Project 1, Gmail, LUVSARTPROJECT1 or you can contact me directly at New Beginnings Barbershop, 1047 Hollins Street, Baltimore, Maryland 21223. Phone number 410-244-6145. Feel free to stop by just for a conversation, not necessarily a haircut.
Troy, it has been an honor to speak with you. It makes sense that a man who has provided, nurtured, and sustained one of the most sacred places in a community would have one of the most powerful and important voices of that community. It's been an honor and a pleasure to help you share your voice and example to help draw the entire nation's awareness into the will to act, to prevent violence, to raise men and women who know and sense their immense value, who experience fairness in their opportunities and development as they grow, and be one of the finest examples our country has of empowered, resilient adults and youth who teach us all about how to create the human artwork of inspiring, beautiful, and thriving peace. You're an amazing man, Troy. I appreciate you taking time to talk with me.
All right. Thank you very much for having me. It was an honor as well. You ever come this way in Baltimore? Let's sit down. Let's get down. Let's sit down for a talk, a drink, or whatever. Thank you and supporting the purpose and the cause and helping get the word out, because this is something that's going to really take place.
Absolutely. Troy, I'm honored by that invitation, and next time I'm in Baltimore, I'll look you up.
You got it.
Troy Staton, who brings the finest art to people who may not usually have the opportunity to see it, who brings the finest life to those who may not believe in their personal value, who with all his strength and spirit brings hope, healing, empathy, and connection to others facing tremendous challenges. Join him at New Beginnings Barbershop, 1047 Hollins Street in Baltimore, where the elders of the community speak life into young people as they create their identity and view their own image in the mirror, who may be asking themselves, their peers, the world, and their barber, who they are and what is possible. Troy Staton from Southwest Baltimore at New Beginnings Barbershop is not just offering services and support, he's offering much greater gifts that are spreading across the United States and beyond during people's weekly visit to their local barbershop. Get Up Nation, now that you've listened to an amazing leader in his community, what are you going to do in your community? As Troy said, let's not talk about it, let's be about it.